opinions stated in this podcast do not reflect the opinions of the Alestle or SIUE as a whole. Welcome back to another episode of Alestle After Hours. We are joining you this week. It's our production week, so we have two of our lovely editorial staff in, including opinion editor Brandi Spann and lifestyles editor Chloe Wolfe. Guys, how are you? That didn't sound
that's how I am right now.
That didn't sound very reassuring.
It's production week, and if you haven't checked it out, Alestle Live, they are also in production, so I have to send like 8 assignment emails and make sure that they are getting content.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You guys can check that out next Thursday, and you definitely should.
Yes.
Brandi,
I'm going back and forth between that feeling and la-di-da-di-da.
That's funny because I'm in the middle of I think that should be an emotion. We should add that to our list of emotions.
That's my
my
pretty
everyday.
much constant emotion is just
Yeah.
like just I'm always there. That's where I'm always at.
No, that's real. I mean, it's always there's just so much going on. April sucks. Let's face it.
Yes,
everybody.
it does.
April's the worst month besides maybe March. I don't know. I'm a March.
March, I feel like I can procrastinate my homework longer.
No, I
and
hate
then
March.
it gets to April, and I'm like, oh no.
I just hate
It's like April is like the October of the fall. Like October's rough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hate March and April. They all feel like the same month to me.
Have you guys felt like super checked out this semester?
Yes.
I'm like,
I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah.
I think it's the current state of the world.
I don't know what it is. It's definitely just the current state of SIUE, I think.
That too.
It feels like it's in go motion, and I'm in pump the brakes, dog.
Yeah.
Let's take a stop at the stoplight here. It's red, and they are not stopping. Well, we have a good show for you today. We have a lot to talk about in our publication, which was published on Thursday in print and online. So go pick that up or search it up on Google or whatever your browser is. I guess it shouldn't be biased.
It should be Google.
It should be Google, even though it's secretly monitoring all of your information and logging it
But
somewhere.
like so are the others. Let's be real.
It's somewhere down in Louisiana, just in the middle of a swamp. Even though they're doing it, you should search up the Alestle on Google and read all the stories about SIUE, because in this edition we have a Metro East Eats Chloe.
Oh boy.
And it's about the bar.
Actually, it's about cocktail bars
Well,
because we're fancy.
I like the bar better. It sounds more exciting.
I know.
It's hard. We were talking about like trying to combine the two, but it's difficult because they're so different.
Yeah,
and it's hard to like review them in comparison to one another.
Fair.
So they're like two separate kinds of things.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. I'm not going to sit here and say a cocktail bar is the same as the bar.
The bar.
But my best friend who's listening, well, I'm going to tell him to listen.
He better
to this
listen.
Because the bar is our favorite place. Doesn't matter what kind of bar it is. But Chloe, tell us a little bit about the cocktail bar Metro East Eats.
So I found a bunch of cocktail bars in... There was a distinct lack of cocktail bars anywhere but in Edwardsville and St. Louis until after when I was talking to somebody who's from the area. So a lot of our Metro East Eats for this week is just focused on Edwardsville and St. Louis. So we had a ton of places in Edwardsville. I didn't realize how many like cocktail bar centric places there are in Edwardsville.
It's for all those professors after dealing with those nuthead students, they just got to go somewhere to go.
I don't blame them. And then St. Louis is where your like fancy places are, and that's why I chose because I'm fine with a good bar. I grew up in Southern Illinois. I'm no stranger to a really bad dive bar. I'm no stranger to that. But I wanted to dress up. Me and Brandi wanted to dress up and go get a silly little $18 cocktail.
Exactly.
And
You're
so
just
we
killing
did.
everyone's wallets on staff.
I'm sorry. Listen.
Everyone is mad at you for that.
It was my last Metro East Eats. I needed something fun,
There you go.
Well, and we've been saving up for this one for a while because, a certain percentage of the staff had to be over 21 to get to do this.
Yes.
So this idea started, what, 2
2
years ago?
Yeah.
2 years
And
ago.
we were like, everybody's birthday, we're like, okay, we got another one.
It's finally time. So yeah, me and Brandi, we had a fun little night out on the St. Louis town together, and we made dinner together beforehand, and it was a fancy little steak dinner, because we can do that now because we're adults. Wow.
Exactly.
Wow, your unk status.
Yeah.
I got called Unc like 6 times at my family Easter the other day. Oh, embarrassing.
My little brother's friends like to call me. Actually, my coworkers who are 16 years old love to call me Unc.
Well, you're old.
Every time I go home, they're like, "Wow, you're Unc."
You know what? Yeah.
You know what? My best friend, his younger cousin, tells him and I that we're pushing 30 now.
Oh.
Oh my god, that's like 9
Wait.
years away
I know,
for you.
but he goes, yeah, you guys are like pushing 30, right? And I was like,
No.
jeez.
Oh my god,
Bro's wishing me into the
he
grave.
is.
Yeah, actually.
Anyway,
Give it a couple months and I'm closer to 30 than I was to 16.
Yeah, Brandy's
don't
like,
mention
scared.
that. Don't mention that.
you should have seen Brandy's face as this, like, I was mentioning the 30.
I was trying to do math.
She is not a math major.
No.
That's why she's in journalism.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway,
True.
we're keeping stereotypes alive this week, because there's a stereotype that all journalists are drunks, and we are not, guys. We're not.
We're not.
We
But
also can't do math though.
Yeah,
But-
we really are. We really can't do that.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. I feel like I need to bring us back. Me and Brandi went to 2 places in St. Louis. We went to Brandi's place first since it was closer to Edwardsville. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
yes, it's called I think it's I call it 360, but I think it's 360 Rooftop Bar is what you'll
Yeah.
have to type in. to
Right by
find it.
Busch Stadium.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it's at the
Ballpark
top
Village.
of the Hilton, right next to the
Mhm.
ballpark stadium, and you can go outside on all sides of the building. You got a view of the arch one way, you've got a view of the St. Louis skyline the other way. They've got little fire pits out there. I'd previously gone around the holiday season in December, I think, and they had like beautiful Christmas decorations up and little lights, and we were sitting outside and it was freezing, but there was a little fire pit, so it kept us warm. And they have quite a variety on their menu, I would say. They have all the drinks. Know what you want when you go in. They've got wines, beers, spirits, and then the cocktail menu has 9 cocktails on it, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're quite unique.
Yeah.
Each one's pretty different from the other, and you can customize them however you want. I got this one that it had like a matcha flavor to it. It was like matcha caramel, which I was like, huh? But our server said that it's one of her favorites, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll try it. It's called the Tokyo Drift, and it was kind of like creamy looking, so that was delicious. And then Chloe got the Autumn in
I
Milan.
was gonna say, I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was like an Aperol spritz, but less mean, because I'm not a huge fan of Aperol spritzes. I think they're a little too much.
They're
for
strong.
They're very strong, and I don't really appreciate the flavor. But this one was like a much more mellow version of that, and it was supposed to have amaretto, which I adore, but I didn't really taste the amaretto, which I was very sad about. But me and Brandi, my favorite, actually, I'll talk about this later. That's gonna be my obsession.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the 360 rooftop bar, though, that's one of my bucket lists to watch a Cardinals game from there. It's
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun, Sam.
I've heard it's really fun, and they have a lot of really neat locations near the stadium. They have a lot of neat bars near the
Ballpark
stadium.
They
Village
do.
scares me.
Ballpark Village is actually really cool if you actually spend time like going through it. But they have some
Yeah.
really nice bars.
Lots of options.
Now,
Yeah.
very expensive on the other hand.
Yeah,
but
it's St. Louis.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah, but
Plenty
no-
of food too.
yeah. Now my bar was a lot more tame than that. It was in Glen Carbon, and it was a bourbon bar. Now I did not get bourbon. I did not feel like drinking hard liquor at like 3 in the afternoon when I went. So I just went and grabbed a beer. But I ended up chatting with another patron that was there and the bartender who was like the co-owner. And it was really cool. They had a lot of selections of bourbon. I would definitely go back. He said on Fridays and Saturday nights occasionally they'll have music. So
That's
they,
cool.
and they-
Awesome.
I mean, it was a little bar. It was really little, and he's like, "Yeah, we get this place packed up," and it's like, "Okay, I don't know how I could see that, but whatever." So
Anywhere there's live music, man.
yeah,
For
so I
real.
would definitely go back. And the patron that was at the bar and just kind of we were watching the Masters. That's what was on the television.
Heck yeah, Roy McIlroy.
Yeah, that's right. No kidding. But
The goat.
he asked for like the weirdest bourbon that the guy had, and so he like put a few options in front, and he said one was like I don't know how he described it. I can't even remember the name. But it was like
it
it was cigar infused bourbon, and that sounded like something I would definitely be down to try. So I'll have to come back and give that a whirl.
Yeah. I went to a much more expensive place. Me and Brandi went to this place. It's called None of the Above, and it is a speakeasy in the City Foundry in St. Louis. And I've been there before, so I knew that I wanted to go back because it was such a fun experience. And you enter, and it's like just like a breaker box, so you don't know like where the door is, and then somebody like opens up a little window and is like, "Hey, what's your reservation?" And you have to have a reservation for this place because it is so tiny and
It's crowded.
so crowded.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel crowded, if that makes sense. Like, it's a good level of conversation throughout, so you feel kind of anonymous in your own conversation. Lovely vibes. But then you go down like some stairs in like a long corridor that's just all concrete, and it's very dark, and it's like, where am I?
Listen, I've known Chloe for years, so I wasn't scared. But if this was if I had just met you and you took me to this place, I'd be like, okay, so this is when
She's gonna kill me.
I die.
Yeah, but hey, it's a speakeasy. That's the vibe.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
What y'all know about prohibition? Come on.
Oh my
But
gosh.
then you get in there, and it is like the most beautiful, like low lit area you've ever seen. And we sat at the
Yes.
bar. I don't remember the name of the drink that I got. I know that Brandi's was called Naked and Famous.
Oh,
Right?
yes, it was.
And mine was something fall again. I apparently had a very fall vibe that night. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But mine,
Girl, it's spring, bro.
Exactly.
It's
No,
actually summer based on the weather.
for real. The humidity, yeah. But the bartender was like, yeah, we love to do out-of-season drinks. The menu is expansive. Very
Yes.
expansive. There's a lot of choices to make.
Very hard to choose.
Yes, very difficult to choose. And the menu is so fancy. Mine was, what? Yours was like, hers had like tahini in it. It was very like,
Yeah, I had a tahini rim,
yeah.
which is awesome.
And like
Uh,
mezcal. Hers was very yummy.
Yes. Yeah,
All
I
the
love
drinks we had were
mezcal.
lovely. And then I got talked into a very expensive drink because the bartender didn't tell me how much it was. And I ordered it, and unfortunately it was the best drink I've ever had. It was a New York whiskey sour, and I will forever think about that cocktail. But I can't.
It looked like a cupcake. You've described it that way before.
Yeah.
It had like this little like red wine foam on the top that they like swirled. Oh my gosh.
It was so scrumptious.
Very delicious. And
sounds
was
expensive.
It was.
$25.
Yeah.
Holy jumping.
Yeah.
And you know
hey,
the size of a whiskey glass. Like it was a little
I'm
cocktail.
still sad about how that man conned me out of $25, but unfortunately, I think it was worth it.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, because it really was that good.
I'd get that if I went back.
Yeah, they do have like happy hours on like Fridays and Saturdays, like from I think it's 3 to 5 or something, or 5 to 7, one of the two, and then they do like music on Sundays.
Cool.
But yeah, the vibes in there are immaculate. I know that it's expensive, but I think this is one of those experiences that you should have at least once in the area. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Such a
been
fun
talking
place.
to everybody about it. I'm like, listen, we gotta plan a night. Go back.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, speaking
of music.
speaking of experiences, you gotta experience while you're in the area. You should experience the Soulja Boy concert that's coming up.
Yeah.
Okay, don't sing too much. Copyright. No. Brandi, you gave us a little bit of a preview and a prep story for Chloe's section. Tell us a little
Yes.
bit about the upcoming Soulja Boy concert, and then we're going to talk about our feelings about it because it's
Oh yes.
very
So,
interesting.
The Kimmel organized this event. There was a survey that went out and let students vote on the artists that they wanted to come, and Soulja Boy was one of the options. So Soulja Boy won. He's pulling up April 29th. I don't think tickets are sold out yet, so get online and get those while you still can. I think the cheapest is $25, and
I
the
thought it was
most
20.
is like $45.
I
something
thought
like
the
that.
most expensive was 25 because that's the one I paid. It was
Oh.
GA.
Oh.
That's
Maybe it's changed since we got
Yeah,
pre-sale.
prices might have gone up with. It could have changed with seating
Yeah,
left and stuff like that.
probably.
yeah.
Who knows?
I don't know, but check it out while you can. I don't know if they're sold out yet, but
Mhm.
get those. It's Soulja Boy and Lil Xan. They are on a tour together right now called the Drip Tour. And
Wow.
They're coming to the the Vidal Beans?
Yep.
Student
Yeah.
Center?
Vidal
Yeah,
Bean
Vidal
Center.
Bean.
Mhm.
First Community Bank Arena, baby.
Yup.
Yup.
When I was copy editing this story, and you mentioned Noah Cyrus, I felt like slingshotted back to the past Do you guys remember that photo of Noah Cyrus on a red carpet, and there is this man who has his nose pressed to the side of her face?
What?
You don't remember this?
Was that Lil Xan?
Yes, that was Little Xan.
Yeah,
Oh
okay,
my
because I was
gosh.
doing some research. They were like dating, but then he's also come out and said that it was like there was like management pressure to have the relationship and stuff. So it wasn't. I don't know if it was legit or what.
Wow.
But they were, and they have a song that came out. I think it's called "Live or Die" or something like that, and it was for the Euphoria soundtrack.
I need you guys
Crazy.
to like look up this photo, because if you look up Lil Xan and Noah Cyrus, it'll be the first photo you see, and I know you will remember it because it is the funniest and most awkward photo I've ever seen.
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
I
I need to know, did you guys vote for Soulja Boy or no?
I did not.
I did not
didn't
either.
participate in the voting.
I actually wanted Gigi Perez.
Oh, I voted for DaBaby.
Wow.
Who threw that busted Adidas?
No, come on. Imagine DaBaby at SIUE. That'd be crazy.
No, I wanted Gigi Perez, my queen. She did that song. What's it called? I literally listen to this whole album all the time.
Wasn't Young Gravy on the list, though, too?
Yes,
He
but
was.
he's been to my hometown no less than 3 times. I'm tired of him.
Young Gravy, I remember when I toured U of I, they
He's
were
for
like,
the people.
he is for the people. Young Gravy was like, the tour guide literally was like, one of the biggest things about our campus, we always have Young Gravy here. And I was like, how is that one of your promotional
That's
points?
not one of the
Yeah.
biggest thing. He's pulling up to Centralia, Illinois.
He's pulling up everywhere.
That's not. No,
Young
he's
Gravy,
not a
Young
big
Gravy,
one guy.
Young
No.
Gravy's everywhere, bro.
I am very excited for Soulja Boy.
think
Turn
it'll
My
be-
Swag On is one of my like
Swag
favorite songs.
On.
Hopped up out the bed. Sorry, copyright. But if I ever feel like very sad, I have to turn my swag on.
There you go.
And Soulja Boy does that for me.
Well-
I'm writing essays about the saddest thing you've ever heard, and in my ears, I'm listening to Hopped Up Out the Bed, Turn My Swag On by Soulja Boy.
There you go.
So just know that about me.
Well, I think everyone's just. How can you not be excited?
I'm
how
stoked.
How can you not be romantic about Soulja Boy being at SIUE?
Gosh, it's gonna be so great.
SIUE did hop up at the bed.
They
and
did.
They did turn
They
their
did
swag
turn
on
their
this
swag on.
one tiny little thing.
The Vidal Bean Center is gonna be rocking.
But then they also invited Lil Xan, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
Well, he's part of the tour.
Maybe everyone will just show up late. You know.
I
Oh my.
kind of want to show, because I think like you have to show up dressed as Soulja Boy, or like with
What?
the big
Get some
T-shirt.
Soulja Boy jacket.
The big T-shirt and the
sunglasses.
sunglasses that say, I think they say
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, and then the sideways hat.
You have to show up like that.
Yes, it's important.
You
Like
have no
you show
choice,
up to a
Sam.
Pitbull concert dressed like Pitbull.
No,
That is something I have done, and I don't regret it.
that's such a silly thing. That's such a
I
silly.
still have that bald cap. Don't worry.
Well, okay. I don't need a bald cap. It's just gonna get there eventually.
Give it 5 years.
Give
Give
it-
it when
give it-
he's pushing 30.
Yeah. Well, I'm pushing 30.
Yeah, you're not pushing 30 yet, but
Well, not according to some. Well, if I'm pushing 30, maybe I shouldn't show up to the Soulja Boy concert.
I think that's his target audience.
Yeah, maybe so.
I think yeah.
But I will be there.
Well, that leads us into our final segment, which I mentioned this last week. Is a few of our staff members are going to be leaving us here at the end of the spring, including the two in front of me, Chloe and Brandi. And so I wanted to have you guys on as a chance to say goodbye to the podcast, as well as a kind of a reflection. No tears, please. Just no cry zone.
Listen.
No food or drink in this room.
No food or drink in this room. No.
She's actually crying. I'm scared.
Don't-
I'm not
She's
actually
gonna make
crying.
me sad.
I'm not
She's
actually
gonna make
crying.
me
My eyes are just
sad.
wet.
So let's start with something still very sad, but not as sad
Uh-huh.
as like the end of the year
Mhm.
over. But we had Angie's retirement party.
Yeah, it's
Aw.
exciting.
And that was yesterday for when we're
She's
recording
our
this.
office manager.
Yeah, Angie is our office manager, and so she will
She
be
takes care of us.
She's
she
get-
is the most incredible woman
Mm-hmm.
ever.
absolutely,
Ever.
and also known as the office mom.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, as Chloe said, she takes really good care of our staff,
Mhm.
and
She's such a
She
sweet
does
woman,
a
too.
lot for us.
Yeah.
payroll.
She
Yeah.
gets us paid.
And
Thank
I'm not
you,
gonna lie,
Angie.
she suffers through that. Angie, if you're listening to this, I know you suffered through payroll.
Thank you.
We got
Thank
to
you.
meet her grandkids too
We did.
yesterday,
Yeah,
and her grandson loved me and Sam, but
Yes.
especially Sam.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
kept throwing his stuffed cat.
He
Killer
said,
cat,
Sam, look
Kill-
at my cat. This is my cat. This
Yep.
is my stuffed cat.
and
He's-
then he kept running away to eat grapes.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, hold on. I got to eat another grape.
And
I
he's
was
just like me.
Then when I asked him, what's your favorite grape color, green or red? And he goes, green. I was like, so do you like red grapes? Yeah.
Oh.
That kid just loves grapes, and I get him.
Well,
I
it's
also
funny.
love grapes.
It's funny, Angie, before the party started, she's like, hey, Sam, you'll have to meet my grandson. You know, she's like, you'll love him. He's a ball of energy. And I was like, everyone says that about their kid, whatever.
Yeah.
This kid was a ball of energy.
Yeah.
He was very much a little Sam, I think.
Oh
Yeah, he did kind of have that vibe to him.
Mhm.
Poor parents.
Get him out of the office.
poor Angie's kids.
No,
Oh my
Angie's
gosh.
daughter said that they're outside all the time, and I
Yeah.
think that's super incredible.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
And that it was really nice to meet like her husband and her
Mhm.
daughter
Yeah.
because it showed like, oh, Angie's very sweet and her
Mhm.
family is also very
Yeah.
sweet. They were very lovely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Angie, I've worked here for all 4 years of my college experience, so Angie has been a huge part of that because a couple years ago we were in print every single week, so I spent a lot of my time in that office, and every Monday and Tuesday Angie is in office, and that's when a majority of our production is. So I got to learn a lot about her, and it was very nice to see like the people that she talks about because she has so many photos of her kids and her grandbabies, and we've gotten to learn so much about her life, but it was so nice to put faces to names.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. This semester, especially, me sitting in there for like hours at a time and like not having much to do, I'll just kind of gab at her, probably annoy her. I probably annoy Angie. But
No,
like,
Angie loves to talk.
I know she does, but like, let's face it, you can only handle so much of me. But she puts up with it with a smile, and that's really
Aw.
always nice. So yeah, it was
I
really
miss
cool.
her.
It was very sad. But that leads into your guys' departure as well. And I was curious to see like if you have a favorite memory, if there's something you're gonna really miss, something you're really not gonna miss. I mean, there's probably a lot you're not gonna miss, but what are some things maybe you're reflecting on as you're winding down the year?
I'm gonna miss our Discord server because I use it as like a point of reference of time.
Yeah, losing access to that,
Yeah.
I'm like, so many memories are just gonna.
Man, I will not miss that. You
No,
guys-
'cause, like, I will be glad to not like have
Have the
anxiety to check it every
notifications.
day,
Yeah.
you know.
Do you-
But it's
okay.
nice to like look through like this was my college experience these 4 years. Like pretty much everything that ever happened to me is somewhere in these servers, you know.
Yeah. And now it's for every other future less
Yeah,
employee
no,
to
because
see.
we can see all the way back to when it was created.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it's like every time I like go to search something up because I need to find information, I'm like, haven't seen that name in a long time.
Unk. No, but it's so funny you mentioned the Discord because when I'm driving, my car has like a mirror.
Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it'll be in the music, but it'll silence the music for a notification.
No.
So I go, "Ugh," and then I have to like hit mute on the car.
Because I get irrational anger from the Discord
Yes,
notification. But it's
yes.
nice to have like those photos and
Yeah.
like I'm constantly in a storage crisis, so
Yeah.
most of my photos are just stored on Discord.
on the
What am I gonna
Discord.
do without that?
That's
Yeah.
fair. Brandy, how about you?
Oh, it's hard to pick, but I think the conventions have been
Mm-hmm.
so formative for me. It's like we spend so much time together, so
Yeah.
we become close friends, and I'm gonna miss having people around all the time that I have known for so long and built
Mhm.
such a bond with, and
Yeah.
going on those convention trips, like I learned so much about journalism and the field,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got to go hang out in a new city with my friends. Like it was just like the
Mhm.
peak experience.
Free trip too.
Free
yeah.
trip.
Yeah. In
Like,
all
love
seriousness, I think the staff is what I'm gonna miss the most because I
Yeah.
think we have such a good staff right now, and it goes up and down all the time. That's just the nature of a job. But I think the people that I have met through this job and the bonds that we have formed through journalism and suffering together has just been like really formative for me and really important to me
Yeah.
throughout my college experience.
It's gonna be weird to like reach out to my friends on staff like a couple months from now, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, we just hired this new person." They're gonna start talking about the person. I'm gonna be like, "What? Who's that?"
Yeah.
Like I know because I'm here, but it's gonna
Yeah.
be weird to like
Yeah.
pass the torch.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's leave it on a higher note. What about a favorite interviewee that you've had? Like, who's someone that you just loved getting to know?
This is really
That's a
cool.
really difficult question, Sam.
I know.
Oh, I like this
The
one.
experience that made me feel the most like, oh my gosh, I'm a journalist, was covering the Mississippi River Festival a
Yeah.
couple years
That was
ago.
really fun.
Me and Chloe and Audrey went to that,
Mhm.
and whoa, like the amount
Mhm.
of people that were there that had such interesting pasts and stories to share. It was so
Mhm.
cool. I can't pick one person from that whole
Yeah,
event.
no,
but
You could pick that event. That's fair.
I really don't think I can pick a specific person because my favorite part about journalism and the reason that I wanted to go into journalism is because I like telling stories, and everybody that I've ever interviewed has just shared so many interesting things about themselves, and that's what I'm here for, is to hear people talk like about their life experiences, and I get to craft their story, and I think that's the coolest thing that I could do in my life.
Such an honor.
Yeah,
for sure.
because these people that we're talking to, it's like, oh my gosh, you are such a cool person. But I think there are two things that I can think of right now, and like the first one is actually one of the first stories I ever did. I was sent to take photos of this talk at the East St. Louis campus, and it was about this man named Reginald Petty, and he was very active in the civil rights movement, and a woman wrote a poetry book about him and his life, and she was talking about it, and he was sitting there and listening to it, and his life is just so cool. Like, he knew Malcolm X, he knew Angela Davis, and
Wow.
there was actually a photo of him unidentified in I can't think of the name of the museum, but it's in Washington, D.C., and it is about Black Americans. But there was a photo of him, and it was unidentified, and actually the one who wrote the poems about him and his life identified him and was like, no, that is Reginald Petty, and his name is now memorialized in that photo. But he's done so much for East St. Louis. He was actually just honored with the Lincoln Laureate like this past week. So
Wow.
very cool person. And I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite photos because it's not technically very good, but a woman afterward came up. She was, I'd say, maybe in her 30s, and she had two of her daughters, and he was sitting, and she came up and just kneeled down and said, "You've had such an impact on my life. These are my daughters." And it was such a cool thing. But the thing that really makes me feel like a photojournalist was my coverage of the Bronze Boot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was so cool. That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever got in my life.
Yeah, and there's been so many cool experiences. I mean, how do you, like you said, how do you pick one? You know,
Yeah.
but it was really cool, and I thought it would be neat for you guys to reflect on,
Yeah.
bring
Thank
back
you,
some
Sam.
memories. But that leads us into the latter part of our show, which is our obsessions. And if you're not obsessed about something, what are you doing?
My obsession right now is actually like nostalgia. So it kind of fits perfectly with what we're talking about because as graduation's coming up, like I'm just like thinking about all of the cool things that I've gotten to do from this job and just being at SIUE and being in college. Like it's such a special time of life. And I was looking back through my photos and just thinking about like all the fun things and all the familiar faces that I have. So like that's my obsession right now.
Might have to name this episode "Becoming Unk." Like I'm not even.
You should.
That might be it. Like it just hit me.
The other day
status achieved.
I looked in the mirror the other day and I was like, oh, I'm an adult now. Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel like a college student anymore. I was like, okay, I'm gonna graduate and I just live in the world. And I was
Yep.
like, whoa.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot too recently. So that's fair.
Don't make me get an adult job. Don't make me think about the future. I don't like it. I want to live in the past.
Well,
Anyway.
but what are you obsessed with? If you don't want what are you obsessed with in the present?
I am obsessed with just card games.
Okay, that's fair.
My family has always been like super dedicated to card games, like, but recently I have just been really into card games. Like anywhere I go, I have a deck of just plain cards with me, and I force all my friends to learn games. I can't say the name of one of these games, but our current favorite, it's called Bowl, and then you can finish that. And it is so fun, and all my friends get really heated over it. Another favorite of mine is called Golf, and you play like 9 or 18 rounds. I made Brandi play it when we went to our Metro East Eats,
Oh yes.
and she had fun. She did lose because I'm really good at card games, but
This is a recurring theme. Every time I play games with someone who's really excited to play games,
You lose. I wonder
She
why. That's
loses.
because the person that loves playing games knows
they
they
know
can
they're gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I think a lot of these games are based in luck, but it's also strategy. But
I can be a good sport. sport.
Yeah. I don't need to win a card game to have fun at it, but I think knowing games and teaching other people games is just such an important part of not only building community but maintaining history, because my great grandma taught me these games. My grandma, my great aunt taught me these games, and we'd play these games and talk about their own memories of these games, and they taught me how to shuffle the deck. So I think this kind of stuff is just really important to learn, and build a community around it, because you need people to play games. You can't play them on your own.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And you look really cool when you just pull out a deck of cards.
You do. That is true. Yeah, my obsession was a lot less cool than that.
No, it's still pretty cool.
The new Star Wars show that came out about well, not an original character, but Darth Maul, a prequels character, and now he has his own show, and it's been very good. I recommend watching it if you have Disney Plus. But yeah, that's my obsession of the week. That's my obsession is, as always, publishing this podcast alongside Alestletics, which is released at 10 a.m. as well on this fine Saturday morning. So if you haven't listened to that, go listen to Audrey and I talk about something SIUE sports related. Last week we talked to SIUE club sports volleyball presidents from men's and women's, so you could go back and listen to that if you missed it. We will also be back with new episodes next week for each show. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, you have a brand new print edition on all the Alestle racks, so go pick one of those up. And if you can't do that, congratulations, you can look it up on alestlelive.com. So
speaking of Alestle Live, you should also check out the broadcast. It is student run and student made, and it will be coming out on the 23rd of April.
So you have a new episode of Alestle Live coming up, as well as the old episodes if you haven't watched that.
All two of them.
But there's two. You can go back and figure out what you're really getting into. As well as don't forget to check out all of our social media platforms for the podcast, for the Alestle just in general. And we'll be back next week.
Heck yeah.
Bye.
We won't.
well, Chloe and Brandi will be back next.
Oh my god.
Say goodbye to them, because this might be the last time they're on the show ever.
I'm so sad.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having us.
After Hours.
Bye.
It's officially after hours.
Oh, it's officially after hours.
Yep, you guys are
For us.
adults.
Honk.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.